This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Gentlemen, take your marks. Set.
Ladies and gentlemen all around the world, it is the 28th of June, 2022, and July is on the way very quickly. Well, I am Alpheus Finlayson, and I am the person who always talk about Track World. The B3A's Nationals took place over the weekend. And before I go there, I need to just let some people know who have been on the show already. My sister-in-law, Lee Strawn, she's done that several times. And then Nadia Hope, William Dean, Charlene Thompson, and Edric Poitier. And I'm sure that there are about more than 300 and something people on the show, but you cannot watch or listen. They tell me, they say, Alpheus, I listened to the show, but I didn't see you. So that is technology. Well, there was the B3A's Nationals took place over the weekend. There were several fantastic performances in the under-20 and those who made the Eugene World Championships. I give kudos to the top athletes. The announcers uh, were great, I would call it, were very great. And we also brought in somebody from the Caribbean to do announcing, and he was great. And that's what I am talking about. The ladies who brought the athletes out with the Bahamian flags, they were fantastic. I'll tell you, it seemed as though we had the world relays, and we were the country who had them people come out in their different colors, the different teams. But unfortunately, in my humble opinion, the sponsors did not get their money's worth, and not much more than 300 people were paying fans in the stadium. It was good that Kermit Taylor had a live stream link. Well, Track World appreciates those persons who watch and listen to Track World on numerous platforms. We will continue to promote our World Championships team and especially with Jamaica, people in the Caribbean, and the USA. And that's what I am talking about. And I would say, we are so close to the Caribbean, and I am so excited about what will happen in Eugene, Oregon in several weeks. Track World is brought to us by Sun Oil, Arawak Homes, Sunshine Insurance, my bestseller book, From Vancouver to Athens, 50 Years of Bahamian International Track and Field Competition by Vaughn L. Miller, insurance agent and brokers. And I have been a financial services representative for more. I'm not old now. I just know what I'm talking about. My daughter, Alexis Hannah, is my business partner, ladies and gentlemen. Alexis Hannah is my business partner. We are a team at Kalina, and we have a love affair for and with our clientele. My co-host, Philippa Arnett, may be here, and she may not be here. But I'm now going to go to our first break, our very first break. And after that, I think we're going to be ready to be able to, to start the show with our guests.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
I am Bernard F. Hanna. All of you should know me as this thing from Vancouver to Athens. You know, I'm so excited because to be the one to have the first copy, I know what it was for Hawk for over the years, his dedication and his excitement, his commitment to bring this bestseller book to us. And I'm excited to have in my possession not only one copy, but two copies. From Vancouver to Athens, 50 years of Bahamian International Track and the Field competition. This is great stuff. So I'm urging all of you to get your own copy. You could get it from Logos in the Harbor Bay, or Nassau Stationers on Rosetta Street, or Chapter 1 at COB, or at Coral News and Gifts in the domestic section of the Linden Pinland Airport. Let me tell you, man, you will never regret it. This kind of information that you get in this book is really invaluable. It's just terrific stuff. Good sports history, true and factual, you know. So I urge you, just go and get it and keep a copy, and even give your friends a copy. And you know, more than one reason I am more excited about having this book. Look at page 200, and you will see me there in live and living color performing. Number 200, you will see Bernard F. Hanna performing, and that is my fulfillment, one of my big fulfillment of having this book.
My brother, I am just saying that 2 additional people are watching, and one is my baby brother, Spence Finlayson, and my good friend, Lucretia Napa. And we have a little technical challenges now, so what I want you to do is please to call. And the numbers to call are 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, and the text line powered by BTC is none other than 422-4796. So those are the numbers. You all heard us talk about the Nationals and all of that, and what happened over the weekend and what will happen. We really, and say something. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, and the text line is none other than 422-4796, powered by BTC. Well, the numbers to call again, I'll go the other way. 325-4259, 325-4316, 323-6232. Those are the numbers to call, and the text line is none other, powered by BTC, 422-4796. So if you like to listen more than you talk, let's talk about, how do I put it? Let's talk about, talking about track and field now, the World Championships in Eugene, Oregon. And I'll tell you this, there are thousands, I shouldn't say, sufficient athletes who are going to be in Eugene, Oregon, from all around the world now. This is the World Championships, and this is the very first time that the World Championships has been held in the United States of America and in Eugene, Oregon. Those of you who may have had the opportunity to look at the event over the weekend, man, it's just unbelievable. NBC put it on, and there were all kinds of significant things happening. So, I just pray that you enjoy watching the World Championships. But right now, we're able to talk about the World Championships. And to talk about the World Championships, give me 1 second, please.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
I am Bernard F. Hanna. All of you should know me as a Sting. I've got the very first copy from Vancouver to Athens. I'm so excited because to be the one to have the first copy, I know what it was for Hawk for over the years, his dedication and his excitement, his commitment to bring this bestseller book to us. And I'm excited to have in my possession not only one copy, but two copies from Vancouver to Athens. 50 years of Bahamian International Track and the Field Competition. This is great stuff. So I'm urging all of you to get your copy. You could get it from Logos in the Harbor Bay, or Nassau Stationers on Rosetta Street, or Chapter 1 at COB, or at Coral News and Gifts in the domestic section of the Linden Pinland Airport. Let me tell you, man, you will never regret it. This kind of information that you get in this book is really invaluable. It's just terrific stuff. Good sports history, true and factual, you know. So I urge you, just go and get it and keep a copy and even give your friends a copy. And you know, more than one reason I am more excited about having this book. Look at page 200. And you will see me there in live and living color performing. Number 200, you will see Bernard F. Hanna performing, and that is my fulfillment, one of my big fulfillment of having this book.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that I saw two persons watching and listening. And one is Sherman Stewart, and the other was Doyle Burris. So, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Niles Stewart, who resides in Atlanta. And how are things in Atlanta? Niles?
Things are pretty good in Atlanta. Thank you, Mr. Alpheus. I'm doing quite well. It's a little bit of a warm, rainy day, and I actually live in Marietta, Georgia. But it's a nice day today.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. You're not in Atlanta itself, a part of Atlanta.
Yeah, yes on the outskirts.
Yeah, on the outskirts, yes. Let me ask you this. I realize that you did participate in several competitions in the region, specifically the long and the triple jump. Tell us about that. I have pictures of you with that, someplace else in the world, I guess, in this region.
Oh. Me jumping myself, you saying?
Yes, I have it in my book. And my book doesn't lie. I know.
Well,
look here. I can remember. I don't know if you're at the point you don't remember too much.
Yeah. I mean, I had a nice life and career in track and field.
That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. I started out, in the mid to early '90s with the Striders, and also, working coincided with the Tigers.
Okay.
And obviously competing for Queens College High School.
Hallelujah. Well, anyhow, that's a topic for another discussion. No, Queens College is arch rival, St. Augustine's, but that's a topic for another talk. So tell me about some of the actual places you went to in the Caribbean.
Okay. Well, I know I went to El Salvador. I know I went to Jamaica.
How was El Salvador, and what was there?
El Salvador, it was a beautiful experience. Kind of like obviously a South American culture.
It's definitely South American, way down. But go ahead.
Yes, sir. But they were some beautiful people, man. I love the fact that they came out to really support all the athletes. Like certain countries, that don't have a strong track and field nation.
Yes.
You could go to the track meet or the track stadium, and it's pretty much just all the elite.
There for you,
coaches,
yes.
But the city, they filled up the stadium, and they did whatever we wanted to do. We asked for a clap when we was on the runway. The whole stand started clapping. So it was a beautiful experience. So, but El Salvador, Jamaica, I don't know. I've been to a few places. I think I forgot some of the places.
You did forget some of the. I had decided to write it down, but it would take too long. Niles. So let me ask you. Go ahead.
But track and field, obviously it takes you, to almost all 50 states in America. It takes you to different Caribbean and South American countries, and then eventually, across the world. And so, it took me to a lot of different places.
Well, producer, you have somebody who wants to ask a question, either about the World Championships or this young man who used to do a lot of jumping.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Oxen.
That's me. Tell me what you're saying, my brother.
You tell me I don't listen to your show the way how I should, but I just got up a couple of minutes ago. I said, let me tune into Hawk.
Well, you talking about my brother at St. Augustine's?
Well, I could.
No, leave that alone. Leave that. But tell us about the show. Tell us about the show.
One other school was supposed to be pretty good, but how could you leave Government High School out of that? Government High School.
Now, Government High School is ancient history.
Great athletes.
I talk about now. I ain't talking about Government High. Government High is Yellow Elder High. It is Yellow Elder High.
Okay.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, it was part of the history. And the history that spanned over 50 years, and I think you did an outstanding job in putting this book together, and to document stuff like this, and for people like me who don't know all the history. I have some of the history, but not all. I really could appreciate the effort that you put into it. So I just thought I'd touch base with you to let you know that I'm listening.
Okay.
And by the way, did you see that track meet this weekend with that 19-year-old boy would run the second in the 200 meters?
What's his name?
Young
Arian Knight.
You got it.
Yeah, you're talking about it, Eugene, Oregon. Isn't that what you're talking about?
It could have been, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a USA championship.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about that. But
19 to run 19.6. And he went second, and he had the fellow who won the race. Look, boy, I can put something on you
there
when we meet again in the championship. So,
what I wanted to mention to you,
there are some
excuse me,
athletes that are coming up that are really truly outstanding. They're kind of young, and that is they're getting, and they're getting the opportunity to really expand their range, and I'm wondering if he will be in the 100 as well.
Well,
did they say?
Once you qualify.
No. Arian Knight will not be in the 100 meters.
Strictly a 200 man.
Yeah.
That's
how it is.
Yes, he's only qualified for the 200.
For the 200,
Yeah. Well, he was quite a bright spot yesterday. I was hoping that I'd see you sometime today so I could mention his name to you.
Thank you ever so much. I just want to mention something to you.
Go ahead.
You're talking about all the information I have. It's in the book, I guess they say if you give a book to a Bahamian, you wasted your time.
Yeah.
But the book that I had is from Vancouver, Athens, 50 years of Bahamian international track and field competition. And the next book will be coming out by the end of August. Mm-hmm. And the name would be From Vancouver to Athens, 60 years of Bahamian international track and field. But we're talking about Tokyo now, okay?
Yeah.
6 years has gone by. From Vancouver to Tokyo, 60 years. So you're going to be able to read those things that you question. But go ahead and let's talk about the World Championships, the events that you like that we should talk about. You want to talk about Bahamians first?
Yes, we're going to talk about.
I'm talking about the top, the only several top
You only
ones
got a
that
few,
we
right?
know right now.
So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna put my little 2 cents in. I believe right now that we are a quarter-mile nation.
Okay.
We're a quarter-mile nation, and I think that Mr. Stephen Gardner and obviously Shawnee, they have proven, that, we are one of our strengths in this nation. I mean, even dating back to if you go back in the records, you see Tonique Williams. And then you see the versatility of Pauline Davis.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're taking it all the way back, and the step by step.
But what is all the way back to you?
All right. Oh, that's not. Well, to me, all the way back is when I was a kid, when Pauline and them were, going into.
Pauline and them came late. Pauline and them came late.
Right. So they were my era for me to look up to.
You ever heard about a fella called Tommy Robinson?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He is the first one,
sir, of course.
He was the first one in the Commonwealth Games, and he had a problem at the Tokyo Games because he what do you call it? He had a problem with his leg. He always had a problem with his leg.
Right.
So that's where it started. And we have quite a number of other athletes who have done well. Some that we even forget about them, which is unfortunate.
Yes.
I try to bring some people who people don't remember on the show, and I will do that next week. I won't tell you the names anymore. Pardon me?
And with that being said, I think with that being said, it speaks volumes that, some of our strongest events is going to be in the longer sprints.
They're the high jumpers, Do you know who won the high jump at the
Well, that's another one. That's another one. But I would say Donald Thomas and also Jamal Wilson. They're not at the highest level that they want to be, and they still got some time.
But something that happened. I could say it. Who is going to be at the Commonwealth Games in the high jump?
Who is going to be there?
Yeah.
Well, I believe it's going to be the same two guys. It's going to be our vets, and I'm not taking any.
What I have been told, my brother, is that the Commonwealth Games will have what's the name? Shawnee's brother in the high jump.
Okay.
But he doesn't match.
Okay,
he doesn't match with Donald Thomas. Two different things.
Well, I mean, this is a new era too. So we also got to respect, our B3 officials and our, VOC officials.
But it all has to do if you qualify. You know anything about qualification?
Oh man, but
years ago we didn't have to qualify. We would go to the event, but it's a different thing now.
Well, I qualified, in 2010, and
tell me your name, please. I want to write it down.
Pardon?
Tell me your name.
I didn't travel, but I qualified in 2010, and it was a long story behind that. Right when they asked for my passport and all of the information, I hurt my back, so I had to.
Let me say something.
Cancel my trip.
A friend of mine tells me that somebody like you went through that, and she couldn't remember the name, and I think it must be you. She said that
my name was. I was supposed to go, but it ended up being what the long jumper name. We were supposed to go together. Rudon Bastian. Rudon.
I know him very well.
So me and Rudon were selected to go to the 2010 Commonwealth Games, and like I said, at that time I injured my back.
And where was that Commonwealth Games?
It was in India, Delhi.
Oh, okay. I wanted to go to Delhi, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen. I've never been to India, and I had planned to do it, and it never happened for a number of reasons.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, I'm very excited though for the new generation, and even for our short sprinters, just to see the potential in them. You know, we got some young guys. You got that guy at Florida State that ran that super fast time indoors early this year. He was a young guy too. He's about 20 years old. He ran a 6:45.
Now, what about the
I really don't
outdoor?
remember his
Is
name
it
right now.
the outdoor is a different thing completely? Is it indoor and outdoor are two different things?
I actually think the young fella, I don't know, I got to look up his results. I don't know if he even competed outdoors yet. I don't know if he's injured or if he's focusing on becoming a professional. But
There
I just know
is a
that
young
he ran
man-
that fast time, 6:45.
There is a young man who came in to the Nationals, and he is out of Grand Bahama. Jones, he won the when we had the Nationals in Grand Bahama. He beat everybody. He was under 20, and he beat all the men. And he had a challenge for about 2 years or so, and he's back. He did 10:02 or something like that. And there's somebody else we feel can break the record, 9.91. That was done in, what's the name of the place? Where the Olympics were, the last Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's outside
name of this-
outside of there. Go ahead.
This is probably, this is the same boy we talking about. His name is Terrence Jones.
Terrence
boy
Jones.
we talking about.
Terrence
Same boy.
Jones, yes, Terrence Jones. And I spoke to him, and I had an opportunity. His mother spoke with me, but by the time that I got to the stadium on Sunday, I couldn't talk to him. And there's somebody else. He is a long jumper. He is a long jumper.
We have 2 outstanding long jumpers right now.
Give me the names,
One,
please.
obviously, one is already doing a lot better right now. I'm going to look at this because I'm not good with the human names right now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up really quickly.
This fella
Long
went to one of the schools, Michigan or something.
Arkansas. He went to Arkansas.
Yeah, but what did he do?
He long jumped and he jumped to about 26 high.
And is the person that I've been talking to for a long time, and he never connected with me. But he is the man that is qualified.
Yes. And he's amazing, you know, and so he's qualified for the World Championships. And, you know, hopefully he goes up there well and he does well.
So can I move on just a little bit? I just want to mention some things.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Your father is none other than Sylvan Stewart. Now, I'm talking to Niles. Okay. And who is your sister? Who is your sister?
My sister is the national record holder. Her name is Bianca Stewart.
Bianca Stewart.
She's been to, a couple of Olympics and about 3 World Championships.
So you see that this family is real talented, and it came from none other than a young man called Sylvan Stewart. He and I participated a long time ago. Me and the triple jump, the first event we ever had at the stadium, the new stadium, and I'm talking about Sylvan, who was a legendary jumper at Manatee Junior College in Bradenton, Florida. Now the question is Niles, what is your profession in outside of Atlanta? That's what I'm talking about.
All right. So, let's dig into this a little bit. So, over the course of the years, you know, like most of us, you know, we develop a passion for track. So, I started out as a personal trainer. I'm still a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for 17 years. I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years. And over the course of time, I got into strength and conditioning for track and field athletes. That's one of my specialties. And also, I eventually, you know, got tricked to start coaching. It was a trick. Hey, you need some extra clients? So, yeah, sure. I got some free time. So I got tricked into starting to train, kids to run as well. So I'm now.
Did you offer them
I'm
anything?
pretty much,
Did you offer anything?
Did I offer anything?
Yeah,
I offered success.
Not no money and all of that. I mean to get them being interested.
Oh, at that time, actually, no. So I'll be honest. At that time, that was a referral. Okay, it was a referral. Like
I understand.
Someone that I knew. They knew that I was a track athlete, and they knew that I was in this area, and they knew of some athletes that they couldn't train.
Mm-hmm.
So they pretty much said, hey, I know this other guy, and plus they were jumpers. So to give you the backstory on this, I started training these two twin girls, and in 1 year time, the twin girls, they were second and third in the state championships in the triple jumps and the long jump. And so it was a great decision, and they were jumpers. And then from then on, I just been slowly, building, a track program over time. COVID-19 definitely took everybody backwards. And so now I'm just back into rebuilding my group. I think I'm almost up to 30 members, 30 kids now. And so we got a nice little program that we started. And so hopefully it can grow. I think I want it to be somewhere between 30 and 60. Okay. And so I'm hoping to continue to grow the track program and continue to develop these youths. And, I already got, several state champions. So, I just want to add to that list.
Well, I just need is watching, and the name is Audley Munnings. Oh, Audley Munnings. Went to St. Augustine's. He worked with, what is it now? Oh, man. He works with the people who he works with customs. I think he used to work with customs. I'm not sure if he's finished, but he's Audley Munnings. And they live right opposite the one and only Freddie Munnings. They're two people's children. But I want to ask this. Do you love what you do?
Yes, sir.
Tell me how significant your love of what you're doing is.
Well, I'm going to be honest. So this is how significant my love for track and field. So I wake up every day. And
thank you.
Pretty much, well, first of all, I give thanks and praises to the Most High. We're always going to do that. But I wake up every day, and my mind is always fixed on how can I make someone jump further, run faster. So that's where my mind is every day. So so I'm looking at either something that's going to teach me educationally, or I'm focusing on rewriting or reanalyzing my workouts or some type of video. So let me take you in another story of my passion for track and field. My gym is dedicated to track and field. All right, so Marietta Performance Training is about almost 10 years old. It's the name of my company. And primarily, I am trying to make this gym a track and field. Every athlete that steps foot in my door is track and field related. So
you don't want anybody. You don't just want anybody to come in and say, that's a gym. Let me go in the gym to practice. Wake out.
Yeah, so this is all about, so it's kind of like a caller scenario. So imagine, like when the students, they go to class, but then when they got the track practice, they have the track on the side, and then they got the weight training facility. So pretty much that's how I have my entire program set. So I have designed my business to accommodate the full needs and requirements of today's athletes. I grew up lifting an Ironman gym. Okay, now was I getting any instruction, and was I developing the right muscles in my muscle group to sprint and jump? No, but I was doing something right. And so, it did help me. As a junior, I jumped some decent distances as a junior. But also, I noticed, like, for kids that are not as talented as an athlete as I am, they may need this supplemental work. Or even with talented athletes, if you train them the right way, it takes their performance from being just, on that local level to being on the junior international level. So I try to accommodate every athlete on all different levels at my facility.
So I realize that you love what you do. Now, I don't know, you look like you may have Alzheimer's or whatever, dementia, but about 3 years ago, 4 years at best, we had the best of our Bahamian coaches at Breezes. Could you remember
Yes.
what you said to me? I had to I had to let you do your presentation, and then I asked you things about your presentation. Can you remember that?
If you give me a little bit of hints, but I can remember talking to you. Yes.
It was some additional things that you would do and all of that, and going forward
Okay.
from what we
Okay,
did at
some addition-
Breezes. You remember
Okay,
Breezes?
okay. Yeah, I do remember. Obviously, I know that I was a part of that, and it probably still exists. This
For the last
coaching
3 years,
or
it
this
hasn't
coaches
happened.
program,
Yes.
right? And so we're educating. It was a seminar, a 2 to 3 day
Yes.
seminar for coaches to be educated on techniques, new techniques, old techniques,
Oh,
best
that's
practices.
what I'm talking about.
Right, all of
Same
those
thing.
types of things, and so we shared our expertise to the coaches, and they asked
And
us many
hopefully they
questions,
get
and we
something
tried-
from it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how do you consider our Bahamian athletes and your thoughts of the World Championships?
Well, I consider our athletes to be, obviously some of the greatest athletes in the world. I believe that, our nation, we are starting to develop like athletes in multiple events. So our team is getting bigger. So we starting to have a bigger contingency as we go to the World Championships and Olympics. And I believe that we're going to continue to elevate ourselves and actually maybe have more athletes qualifying in the 100 and the 200 versus just, 1 or 2 in the 100 or 1 or 2 in the 200. Then you got a high jump, you got a long jump. I think that we head into the direction to where we're now going to start having multiple people qualifying in each event. So I believe that, our nation eventually we're going to definitely, become more dominant.
Now, do you remember the World Championships in Edmonton? Do you remember that?
Yeah, Christian Olsen. I know he was the champion for the triple jump then.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who was the long jump champion.
Well, let me say this. The Bahamas had its best World Championships, the best that we ever did in the World Championships. Now, what do you think we will do this year? You remember the people from all over the world now.
Well, I remember, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm gonna not to take I think our men. I think we're still a little bit behind on the women, but per se, and so we will definitely.
You're saying the
continue
women better
to-
than the men?
Yeah, man. It's
I
a
mean,
fact, okay?
now. I ain't talking about ancient history. Now.
The women are still better than the men. By I can go through a bunch of the.
No,
different,
all I want you to
events,
do,
jump
all I
events.
want you to do in Eugene, Oregon, to determine whether the men or the women are better. That's all. I'm talking about what they
The
do.
men, the women gonna be better. I'm gonna tell you before we even get there. I know, and this should set a light of fire underneath some of the men, and I think they're right there, and I encourage trying to, say anything more negatively if
Well,
they look at it from that perspective. But
My brother,
I think that our women are just slightly better, and I think our men are just, we're coming, but we're just like one notch behind them still.
you know what I did in school and at
What
work?
did you do?
I'm a statistician. So I know just about everything in track and field. Most people know that. Now I want to jump
Yes,
from
sir.
one place to the next. What do you think about the Caribbean people? We're talking about a Sharika, 1077. Ain't that something else? Beating Elaine Thompson, Shelly Ann Fraser
Yes.
Price, Johan Brake.
He's
But
back.
you know how long it had been for he is the one person in the 200. There's only one person has ever beaten him, and that is Usain Bolt. You understand that?
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
so
it's-
he is coming back. It is unbelievable. And then the junior, Tina Clayton, who was under 17, she has done something like 1098 or something like that. How is your
I think-
excitement about that?
I tell you this thing, man. So outside of being, pro Bahamas, we always want our athletes to win, to be number one. Second of all, we got to be, pro Caribbean. And if we
That's
don't
what
have
I'm saying,
someone
Caribbean,
represent from our
Cuba
country
and all
in the
those
finals,
other
you need
places.
you need to go ahead and root for the next Caribbean country. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And I think, I think we have set the standard over the last 10 years with, like, going back to, the coaches seminar with, old techniques, new techniques, best practices. I believe that we in the Caribbean, we have this unique ability to be able to merge both scientific practices and non-scientific practices as they now become new scientific practices, if that makes any sense. All right.
It makes plenty
And so,
sense.
right. And so I think we're starting to see that a lot more in the Caribbean, and it's, spreading, obviously to other coaches around the world. And they want to figure out what we're doing that's so different, because we're not using, like, I live in America, and I'm going to tell you, like, a lot of the techniques that they teach is super scientific, and I'm pretty sure in the Caribbean we're not always applying all of these scientific practices. But we do have what I call like an artistry-like feel. It's like a paintbrush. It's like you take the canvas and you just be free, but if that's a little bit too much, or if that's if it's a little bit too much or a little bit too little, right?
Oh,
So
man, that's what I'm talking about. Go on, my brother.
You just find that over time, you just find that balance. And I think that in the Caribbean, we've found a way as coaches to bridge the gap between science and non-scientific practice.
Well, I want to just mention one thing, and the time is going to go. You've heard the name Sydney McLaughlin, the world record, 50.41 seconds. What are your thoughts about that? And her coach is the one and only Bobby Kersey. And I know Bobby Kersey and his wife very well.
Yeah, man. So going back to the same thing we just literally talked about, I think, the old school coaches, because they've been around to see the transition of all of these training methods, he's literally one of the grandfathers of coaching to have gone through it all, And so to have genetic, what we call genetic freaks, or people that are genetically gifted, and they have hard work ethics, and so you combine hard work and talent, it's almost unstoppable.
So I want to just jump to birthdays. We always call birthdays on the show. I think on the 12th, and you live near her, a lady called Gwen Torrance. You know her?
I actually bumped against. I bumped into Gwen. Her husband is a trainer, and he's a really good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how I was able to meet Gwen. I met Gwen Torrance through her husband, who was a trainer.
And then on the 21st, not the 21st, the first of next month, okay? Mike Sands and Don Thomas' birthday together.
Okay.
Well, Mike could be his father.
Yes.
But I'm saying they have the same birthday. And then Stephanie Ramming, that's Pancho's sister, and she is an official. Mine, Eleanor Smith. And then we talk about Robert Bartlett. I don't know if you know Robert Bartlett. He is from Nassau. J.S. Johnson lives around.
Is he a chiropractor? Or is that a different guy?
No. Bartletts are all over the place, but they hail from Grand Bahama and all over the place. So Robert Bartlett, big thing in J.S. Johnson. He's retired. And then, I'm talking about the 28th now, which is today. Kenneth Bowe. He's my cousin from Exuma, and he happened to go to SAC, and he went to, what's the name of the place now? Oh, heaven. In the school in, I'm trying to. The school in, I'm trying to remember where it is, and a number of other Bahamians have gone to that school. Harry Lockett, you know the name Harry Lockett?
No, sir.
He was one of the best long jumpers ever. But let me
Nice.
continue. And on the 3rd, there are two people who have birthdays, and one is the name that I called, Lucretia. She is U.S., and her birthday is coming right after or before, what do you call it, where they have the independence, yes. And then you know Pat, you know Pat Raming?
Yes, I heard, yes.
You heard about him? Well,
I've heard about him. I think I've met him before.
He is a great architect. He's a singer and a guitar player, one of a kind.
Okay.
And you don't have that combination too often. Jump, I think, in I'm trying to remember now. This is when we had the Commonwealth Games in Jamaica, I think.
Okay.
And Jamaica was getting ready for independence. Now, just talking about the death of Bernard Nottage. Bernard Nottage was the president of the B3As for 10 years. And I think he died about 5 years ago or so. I can remember when I had the opportunity to go and see him in the hospital. And I give most sincere condolences to Portia Nottage, the family.
Okay.
And we talking about, I'm missing, and friends, I'm missing one thing. There's somebody who went to school at St. Augustine's, and his name is Garth. I can't remember his first name, but he lived right near Bernard Nottage used to live. And he passed some part of the state, and I have asked Whitney Road to give the condolences of the people who are there where he lives. You know Whitney Road?
I'm not sure. It's a lot of people.
Well, his son?
Most everybody know me. I don't know that.
His son is the first black person who was a valedictorian.
Okay.
You don't remember that name? Whitney
Yes,
Road's
sir.
son. Unbelievable smart. I'm saying if you are a valedictorian at Princeton, you got to beat somebody. And going from there, I want to say, give me 1 second. Alexis, you can pick me up. Pardon me?
Hello?
Okay, well, I'll find my way out. I'll find my way home, okay? Nobody here. Thanks. Oh, Lord. So, Alexis. Yeah, I'm just... Yes, I just also want to say, with regards to Devin Charlton, she will be participating in Stockholm on the 30th. And I trust that her performance, she will break the 12.60. She should break that because, in the United States, they have quite a number of hurdlers. So she has to be at her very best. Well,
and I tell you this,
Yes.
I tell you this, the way that she's training and the way that the coach Lonnie Green prepares her, I wouldn't doubt that she's going to be ready to perform well when it counts the most. So I'm back and say I believe she's going to make it in the finals, and you never know what happens when she gets there.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for everybody who watched and listened to the show. Thanks to our producer. And producer, what is your name? Say that again. Christoph what? Penniman. And we're from Andrews. That's what I'm talking about. And then we will have another great show next week. I will not tell you who will be on the show because I want surprise. But I really appreciate how this show went. It is unbelievable. Thank you, Shervin, for doing the correction. And thank you, my producer, to do all you have done. See ya next week. Bye now.